Is it still worth it to buy a house? Is it still worth it to buy a house? Is it still worth it to buy a house? Is it still worth it to buy a house? With so many people losing and walking away from their homes, that is an understandable question. So let's look at it. First thing I will say is that you should only purchase a home if you can comfortably handle the monthly payments. You should also educate yourself on the realities of home ownership so you can set realistic expectations of what it is to own in your neighborhood and the type of property that you're thinking of buying. So, is buying a home worth it? Well, that depends on what worth means to you. You're the only one that can determine the meaning and importance of home ownership for you because it's not the same for everyone, and that's okay. For some, it's having a space of their own. For others, it's an investment or the opportunity to fulfill a dream. For some, it's about eliminating upstairs and downstairs neighbors. Some want a garden, and some want to stop having to move every year due to rent hikes. There are also the financial considerations of home ownership. And the most common conversation is the comparison between the cost of renting and the cost of home ownership. Yes, renting for a lot of people is cheaper, but let's look at a few of the reasons why. First reason is that as a homeowner, you are now the landlord. So all of the costs that you wouldn't normally see as a renter, such as taxes and insurance, repairs, and updates, now are your responsibility. The second thing is that a lot of the discourse comparing home ownership with renting tend to ignore the fact that renters experience yearly rate increases. The only difference is that your multi-unit landlord is able to spread the costs amongst many tenants, whereas as a homeowner, you bear all of the costs. The third thing that causes buyers to experience that shock between renting and owning is that we don't often know the right questions to ask before and during the process. So a lot of information becomes clear to us after we've already closed on the property. And that's when we discovered that we overpaid for something or that we missed out on an opportunity. The last reason for that difference is that most times renters are comparing renting a 1 bedroom apartment to owning a 3 or 4 bedroom property without accounting for the trade-offs of owning versus renting. So how do you decide if purchasing a home right now is worth it? The main goal is to understand what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it, and if that capacity to start the process is with you right now. So here are a few questions that you can ask yourself. I've broken them down into 3 categories. The first category is motivation, and this is when you decide why you want to own a home. And honestly, we've discussed some reasons already. Any reason is okay. Any reason except because other people are doing it or because the market is good right now. Those are not acceptable. Those aren't good enough reasons. You should have a reason of your own why you want to own a property. The second category is money. And this is where you understand your spending habits, understand how much money you have in savings, what you want to spend, if you want to spend on a down payment, how much you have available for closing costs, and how much you can afford monthly. So you already know what you're paying for rent now. So how much can you afford in addition to whatever you're paying for rent for the cost of your mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and the other costs of owning a home? Leads us to the last category, which is maintenance. The last few things that are important to ask yourself are, am I able to fix a few things around the house on my own? Do I want to learn? Can I learn? You also want to understand what type of neighborhood you want to live in and the type of property you want to own, because these directly affect your maintenance and your costs. Working through these questions should definitely help you determine whether or not you are ready to purchase a house now and if the whole journey is going to be worth it for you. If you found this video helpful at all, please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you are in the Denver metro area and you are ready to purchase a house or you have questions about home buying, feel free to send me a message. I would love to help you. Bye for now.